one between these two teams. It's going to be a real test of which of these two teams is really ready to play, not just this series, but today on Championship Sunday.
And the player I'm specifically waiting to be ready to play is Renegade. I mean, we talked about Renegade at the end of Halo 5 like he was the next big thing. He had won a world championship with that Splice roster. Now, with an opportunity of Cloud9, a new game at hand, Renegade's still so young in his career, really has an opportunity to put himself on a pedestal in front of everyone, put on a show for everyone. And I hope that we get to see Renegade moments here in this series. I feel like he could be the difference maker we're all waiting to see.
It's a great call, Clutch. We saw Renegade go Renegade a few times last week. They were not able to pull it off. It was a 10-game battle where Optic Gaming, the team here, able to close it out, but Cloud9 wants revenge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your winner's bracket semifinal. Optic Gaming versus Cloud9. It's a rematch from our epic grand final last weekend, and map number 1 is going to be Streets Oddball. As we said, a very, very fast-paced game type, one of the fastest paced in this game, and really not a lot of time to breathe on either side. It's going to require a lot of fast decision-making and creativity in the routes and the team shots that these two teams take. And Clutch, I cannot wait to get into this game number 1.
Yeah, there's no power up on Streets, but we do have rockets bottom middle, a couple of pieces of equipment, so expect scavenging to play a very heavy storyline as we hop in here to game 1. We're starting on board with Optic Gaming.
All right, here on the side of our friend Renegade, as we said, now taking a look at what he might be able to do. Picks up 1 kill from the C Balk, able to also take a look into B, and both teams, as we expected last week, Clutch, they're going to have a lot of respect for each other. No one's going to be going for these early ball grabs unless they really do have control. So they get a few kills, and they're able to pull the ball back to C right away. It took them about 15 seconds to do so, but they're able to get just a little bit of pullback on the board, but they got to slow down, make sure they get the right amount of control.
Yeah, we're watching Renegade do a ton of damage, anchoring this balcony position for his team. He spotted APG, who had the rockets, was able to take him down, but the rest of Cloud9 falls, and so does Renegade. The shotgun comes through. Pistola and the boys have got the ball in the back of Tram, and the setup for Optic Gaming is going to give them the early lead here.
Yeah, just a little bit of time on the board, and that's going to go certainly in the favor, as you said, of Optic Gaming. And despite the fact that Renegade was able to do so much damage up there, instead we look at the back of the B stairs. Great nades coming in from the side of TriPPPeY all the way over to the Neons, but it's going to be Penguin that pushes in from caution to pick up that kill, and B is pretty hot right now. APG needs to be careful.
APG does, I believe, get some great damage, able to stay alive, get a shield back, but he's not able to get the melee, and Cloud9 able to push through, get a few kills on the back of the pick from Penguin. And right now the ball needs to get out. Whoa. He plays the ball, and Lucid not only does that, but lands perfect shots as well. 3 down again for Cloud9, and Lucid, he didn't play the ball too far, which is a good thing because he's right back to pick it up, start scoring points.
Lucid with a beautiful set of Stalker Rifle thruster plays there to win that battle on the top of the C stairs. That's what you want to see if you're a fan of the Optic Gaming side. And now TriPPPeY also running ball spawn. This is what we talk about on Streets, folks. You can really just make this your own, kind of ring around the rosy merry-go-round against your opponents. You can juke and just drop opponents if you're able to navigate these corners and these ledges on Streets. That's exactly what we just saw TriPPPeY do, and also now controlling mid-map pretty well. Rockets dropping soon.
Yeah, you saw the battle about to go down for Rockets. Lucid picks up a big kill that could potentially give his team the numbers they need to secure these Rockets. It's a 4-2 advantage. The ball in neither one's hands, but right now the battle for Rockets is what's important. And Renegade, he finds one, gets taken down as well. But I believe Optic Gaming is going to have a great opportunity here once again.
Ola does sneak those out. We'll see what he might be able to do. Will go down there, as you see an X on the feed, but now it's going to be TriPPPeY here, who's able to hold those. Just pre-fires at A. Does have one left, has to swap it out now. Bulldog in hand, but also very low ammo in that Bulldog as well. So now just really a slaying battle over these past few minutes. Clutch drop shield gets in the way, makes things kind of weird and interesting as Stalker Rifle shots were coming in from the C Balk as well. So what we're seeing here, Clutch, is really, once again, we saw a little bit of early grabs and a little bit of chaos. That led to some points on the board for the side of Optic, but now really just a battle for slays in these last few, about 60-90 seconds of play.
Look, Ola gets the ball into the back of Tram. A kill's going to come through on TriPPPeY's screen, and we're seeing such great teamwork, bait and switches from Optic Gaming early on in this series. They've been able to establish an early lead, and right now they're making Cloud9 play so like solo and by themselves that it's giving them every advantage they need to take this round 1.
Absolutely going to be very happy with this hold so far, but that's a few wins there coming in from the side of Cloud9, coming in off of that B Street. So it's players like Lucid, my God, with the Stalker Rifle, already putting on a clinic. And if you've been sleeping on Lucid or his Stalker Rifle, make sure you keep an eye on both, because he is landing shots, like getting such quick kill times onto B Street Clutch, and those are such fast kills. Those are faster kills than you'd be able to get with the BR. Just a fantastic win from him.
Lucid was my MVP of last weekend's tournament, and once again stepping it up here in the winners finals. He's going to need to play consistently at that level, but I think we all know Lucid well enough to know what he's going to be able to bring. Renegade, however, the player we highlighted before the series started, needs to figure out a way to impact this first round to get his team back in.
Absolutely. Now they're going to hold their C hold, and they're going to be able to do that with just a little bit of time on the board. So for the first time, we're seeing a few more points coming on from Cloud9, but Optic certainly the one with the lead, not just in terms of the slaying department, but also on the scoreboard, as they've gotten themselves a pretty comfortable lead here. APG just holding back base, not grabbing the ball just yet, but here comes the back whack. It's actually going to be Renegade that comes around, but APG looks like for a second able to just get a little bit of damage. It's a good melee he got onto him, but not going to be enough, because Renegade is just going to continue doing damage all the way into tires as well.
APG making such a smart play there to try and bait the ball, but unfortunately Renegade one step ahead of him, sniffs him out, gets the kill, and now secures Cloud9, their first real setup of the game.
Penguin staying alive here at Arcade as long as he can. He will fall, but it's on the back of the side like you talked about, Clutch. It's really all about Eco and Cloud9 here, just doing a little bit of a ball rotation and also putting some time on the board while they do it, but intercepted right away by APG. Top of C stairs, has a great push there with a teammate as they're going to go flying into the back of the base.
An overextension from Cloud9 right there. They don't use the numbers that they have and the opportunity and positioning that they have. And unfortunately, a little bit of an overextension from Penguin and another player over by Arcade breaks their setup immediately. Optic Gaming doing such a good job of not letting Cloud9 get back into this game, and they look to end it now.
Lucid, surprising moment there for him, missing actually some of those Stalker shots, and now it's going to be Renegade that has the Stalker rifle in hand. You could tell he's been wanting that weapon in his hands all day long, not just in this game, but in the other games as well here, as we now take a look at the score ticking down just a little bit more. Under 2 minutes left in this specific round, and StelluR's going to do whatever he can to stay alive on B stairs. Tries to get crafty and maybe challenge an angle, but it's another play coming from Arcade that makes sure that he has to actually just fight from low. Does well, though, to help out on Neon's and bottom middle. Going to get 2 assists out of that one.
So Cloud9 starting to formulate some sort of a comeback, but they have to pretty much play perfect. 91 points for Optic Gaming. They need to do it one time, break this setup, and you can call yourselves the winners of at least the first round here. APG gets the kill onto the ball carrier, misses, barely gets by the grenade. He gets knocked to no shield and unfortunately loses his life. Eco keeping his team in it once again.
That's right. Now just a few moments left here on the scoreboard for the side of Optic. They're going to be flying into C. Pressure's coming in from Neons, but might be too little too late. We'll see what Penguin's going to be able to do in the back of the base. Is going to be all sorts of sandwich, but picks up a kill in the back of the base and does so well to stay alive. Another assist does come in as well. Cloud9 not ready to call this one over just yet.
APG gets the ball to the front of the tram, though. Unfortunately loses his life, and now TriPPPeY, surrounded by enemies, needs to find a way to find this kill on to the ball carrier. Does get him weak, and his teammates are there to the finish across the map. Lose it with a double from all the way back tower, and because of it, he's able to sprint down bottom middle, potentially in this round.
That's going to be it. 98-99 on the board. Should be able to come around the corner. Yes, indeed. Optic Gaming going to close out our first round with a pretty comfortable score in the end, as they were able to get that really strong mid-game hold that's going to carry them into that victory. They now lead 1-0.
I mean, if we thought Cloud9 was looking for revenge, we know Optic Gaming wants to make a statement that last weekend was not a fluke. They do so in round 1, but they're going to have to win not only this series, but this tournament if they want to convince everyone that they are the best team in the world.
3 dead right away. What an opening from Cloud9, and Lucid also falls. That's going to be 4 dead. Cloud9 striking there and ready to get back into this round number 2. They also win the battle with some very good team shots coming in from back A on the left side, Cafe side specifically, to make sure the Rockets couldn't be pulled to B stairs. It's very well done from Cloud9. They will have the opening here, and they will get already plenty of points on the board, but it's Lucid with the double kill off the push bottom mid.
The teamwork. It's the teamwork for for Optic Gaming once again. Renegade thinks he's in a one-on-one, jumps out at the player, but unfortunately Lucid has his teammates back, and not only that, able to find a second kill, able to get this team some ball time here. And now Cloud9, once again, they have full setup, all 4 dead at the start for Optic Gaming. You think Cloud9 has an opportunity to like establish dominance for once in the round, but Optic Gaming shut it down immediately.
Yeah, and right there, Eco going to be very pleased with himself after winning that battle against Lucid's shotgun. Lucid's certainly going to want that one back with the Bulldog up on the top of the ramp. So now Optic Gaming has to work a little bit harder to try to make something happen. Stalker Rifle not connecting for TriPPPeY, but it's APG who's able to drop down to the B stairs as well, continuing to try to fight. It's a great win on the C balk against Renegade, and now we're going to see as things shift back over to the bottom Neons.
APG doing APG things, getting kills he shouldn't get, hitting the shots, and because of it, keeps his team with a little bit of map prio here. As we see, StelluR forced it back down from great shots from TriPPPeY. Does have this shotgun to work with as he's being pressed. But right now, we're seeing Cloud9, the pressure is being brought to them, and it's not often we see these guys on their back heels.
It really is not, as you said, the team that we're so used to seeing on top of, for the past few years of competitive Halo. It's a Bulldog kill from StelluR there. He'll pick up one. Eco still holding, but it's Lucid just front jumping almost for free there. AR out as well. Might try to finish this kill on the back of B Streets. As Renegade, though, with the rocket push. 2 in the chamber, looking for anything that he might be able to light up with these rockets. Not seeing anything right away, so it should be a little bit of all time coming in for the side of C9.
Yeah, you don't want to see Renegade overextend here towards the shotgun. If he gets caught out with these rockets, he could potentially lose them. Does waste one, knocking a player to no shield, but you want to use these rockets effectively. A trade with the rockets is not what you want to see for Cloud9, and now Optic Gaming in a 3v3 is going to look to push.
And like we said, Halo Infinite, a game of inches there. To only pick up 1 kill and a rocket trade, not enough for C9. Lucid able to stay alive in the back, then gets the push going. That's going to be another one dead here momentarily for 2 dead each side, as it's still a battle in the back of the tram base, and it has been an absolute bloodbath back and forth between these two teams. C9, though, still leading off of these first few minutes of play. APG does well to drop and shoot. We'll clean up Penguin as well. In the back, tries to stay alive, but there's still players alive on C9 in the back of tram.
Yeah, the last time we saw Cloud9, I feel like on this game mode, they were so dominant with their setup back tram, but Optic Gaming has found the way that they need to break this so consistently so far throughout this game. A cheeky jump attempt by Pistola. He misses the jump. He gets rocked by an nade because of it, and now we're seeing Optic Gaming gather themselves once again and look to push.
They're going to try to make something happen here on the board, but it's a very different scoreboard from our game number 1 now. 72 there to 12, and Cloud9 making sure that they put up a fight in this series and playing maybe to the potential that a lot of fans of their own have been expecting them to hit in this tournament, especially after they were poised to get to our grand finals last event without dropping a single game. You know that is still on their mind here, and StelluR actually certainly making a statement here with a little bit of victory crouching and some melees as well. Also hits the Guardian Angel across the map on Olo with that Stalker Rifle. It's a very different round 2 for Cloud9, Clutch.
Yeah, very different, but still not over yet. The ball is being rotated, and oh yeah, Penguin, he gets it out of tram, immediately recognizes that Eco loses his life, StelluR loses his life, so he gets it out, and that could be the game, or the round tying decision that Penguin just made, to be able to understand that your teammate is losing this side of the map, to rotate it perfectly across. Now gives them another opportunity to slay and deny Optic Gaming from coming back in round 2.
Is this the sign of life that we needed to see from Cloud9? Is this the sign of life that Cloud9 themselves needed to see? Because it's been a dominant game here, 89-14, and you have to think it could just be one last push that Cloud9 needs to close out this game. In the meantime, though, Optic Gaming wants something to say about that. They do have control of PD, winning battles over there, but Lucid is forced to rotate as one player does die on B, so it's more of a back elbow cafe rotation if they can get away with it. But on the other side is TriPPPeY, wins one battle, but they will be exchanged. Now, 3 players alive for both sides. Excellent use of the drop shield there from Lucid to win that battle. Now keeping an eye with that commando on Cafe as well. Optic Gaming going to need to play a very perfect Halo to close out this game, and it's nice commando work. A killing spree here from Lucid, not done yet. Picks up the double kill, waits for the shields to recharge, thinks about challenging out, but Eco says not interested in giving up a triple kill here.
I mean, such good positioning by saying to not overstep, not overtake damage there. Gets knocked to no shield, plays his life perfectly, and because of it, he's able to get this ball to tower. We're going to see how versatile this Optic Gaming team is now that they have an opportunity to have a full setup on the tower side of the map.
And what a statement it would be if Optic Gaming closed it out here after being down by about 80 points in this game. Like we said, they would need to play textbook Halo to do it, but Cloud9 now just waiting for this push. They're getting a few numbers on the board, and if they do get that first kill, assist does come in. Rockets are about to pop as well. This is going to be the push from the side of C9.
Yeah, Penguin is spotted out, taking a no shield, and although they do have the ball in hand, it looks like Pistola is going to be there to take him down. 3 members of Cloud9 are together now at the tower. I believe they should be able to secure these rockets as well, and if they do, they could look to end this round quickly.
That really should be it as we see the time tick. It's going to be 95 right now. That was 3 dead and a rocket grab as they did kill TriPPPeY as well. 98, 99, that will be 100. And folks, we're going to a round number 3 in our Oddball here. And what other way would we kick off the series? These two teams tied. Next round of Oddball will win the game.
Didn't get a chance to see a ton of the stats, but Ola only going 4 and 13 in that second round. He's going to need to pick it up, but we know how clutch this kid can be throughout his career. I expect Ola to make a difference here in round 3.
Lucid does very well to keep Renegade off of that C-Balk momentarily, but it's actually a Cafe flank from Penguin, and actually all of Cafe, all of Neon's not guarded, and it's going to result in a rocket grab for C9 and Penguin as well. They're going to get the ball, so a little bit of a gap there in the opening strategy from the side of Optic. Clutch.
Look at Penguin, shotgun rocket combo. Not often you see that, but scavenging, it's being done. Control of the map, he's been able to secure for his team. He does get finally taken down, but you see already Eco with the ball in hand, able to give his team the early round 3 lead.
And we talked about last event just how hot C9 can get, and you do not want to get them double killed, by the way, for APG, as he keeps an eye on B stairs. Nade comes in, but going to stay alive. We talked about just how important it is for this C9 roster to stay hot, and when they do, they're so tough to beat. But if you can get under their skin, as we saw last week, they are a beatable team. It took 10 games for Optic to do it, but they managed to do it. If you're Optic, you do not want C9 to catch fire in this game 1. Optic wants to do everything they can to close it out here.
Lucid wins a massive 1v1. Last player's alive on the map. Gets his team a little bit closer to that ball. You see StelluR once again with the body disrespect. And you have to think, what does that do to the mentality of the players on Optic Gaming? You're in such a close match, and these guys, they seem like they're just messing around a bit.
I got to say, there's already fire coming in from so many players. We saw Optic and Ola in earlier rounds shooting and meleeing bodies. StelluR not afraid to shoot dead bodies here either. Just for any new viewers of Halo, one of the ultimate signs of disrespect after you do kill an opponent to continue shooting their body in their death cam. So they are left watching you shoot that dead body. We're seeing that from both of these teams throughout this tournament. That just shows you kind of the fiery nature and the hype right now in competitive Halo Clutch, that these teams are not afraid to exchange a little bit of disrespect across the screen.
Yeah, typically you see that when a team has like a significant lead and is able to waste a little bit of time. Usually you're seeing pros min-max a little bit more efficiently, but StelluR taking the time to do so. You have to think how confident of a player and a team Cloud9 is in order to be doing these things without the lead in the series yet.
That's a great point. You really don't see this early in the tournament or this early in the game, things like that. It's more reserved for bigger moments, as you say, maybe even more embarrassing kills, but they are not afraid to be exchanging with one another here. Rockets watching the ball, very well done, and surprisingly takes a little bit of extra damage. Lucid goes down to Eco. Eco just going to hold Neons now for a moment as we do take a look at the score here, 30-14.
Yeah, Eco trying to figure out a way to get this ball, but unfortunately Optic Gaming all on the same page as far as making sure that ball does not go any closer towards the shotgun spawn. It's going to be TriPPPeY that gets the ball, brings it back into Trim, and if we've learned anything throughout the first 2 rounds of this game, it's that Optic Gaming is the team that wants Trim control, and now they have it.
Yes, indeed. APG gets help from C-Balk and will stay alive at the bottom of B stairs. We talked last week about just how important this B stairs area has become, and look at the damage coming out from APG to also keep Renegade at the bottom of C stairs. Finally, he will go down, but does stay alive for quite some time. Renegade, though, Bulldog push coming in.
Here comes the bark of the shotgun. Renegade holding forward, able to help his team finish the ball carrier. Finds himself with Lucid. Lucid thrusts away, but cannot find the kill. Renegade doing it all right now, getting the ball into a better position for his own self.
Wow.
And stays alive, dodging the nade, using the thrust. I mean, Renegade really creating a lot of time and space for his team right now.
You gotta be kidding me if he picks up this one as well. Look at that double kill. Amazing plays there. Clutch, you called it perfectly to use that thrust to get away from the nade. Going front dumpsters, loops back, kills all 4 players one by one, and doing it so patiently. They're gonna continue to extend their lead here. 43 now points on the board.
If you thought Renegade was going to have another quiet series against this Optic Gaming team, you thought wrong. Already in round 3, Renegade making a big difference here to create the dividend in the score that's still close.
And this is just game 1, folks. Rocket's now going to Renegade. Let's see if he's going to jump up. Interesting players not using that free jump. Instead, they're clambering up. Picks up the kill here, 49-37 on the scoreboard as we take a look at Renegade staying alive and Tires holding those rockets on the exact place of the map, to be honest, that you want them. You could do so much damage from this B stairs tire area. And here he comes here with a rocket that will connect as well. 2 for 2 on those as he's making the C push.
Yeah, he had Lucid above him, and unfortunately 3 go down for Optic Gaming. APG last alive, trying to bait this ball with the shotgun in good position, but he gets sniffed out, and I don't think that Cloud9 is going to allow APG to get a kill here, but APG doing his job perfectly, right? Just buying time for his team to get up. He doesn't get a kill, but so much time, so much battle was contested from Cloud9's point of view. APG being a nuisance, exactly what he needed to do, and that could potentially allow the rest of Optic Gaming the opening they need to get this ball.
I think you put it perfectly. Just what a battle. Look at the Stalker rifle damage coming in there. Might pick up 2. It's a killing frenzy from Renegade and a double kill. We talked about, are we going to get Renegade this game or Renegade? So far, it looks like Renegade coming into game number 1. 10 kills unanswered from him, absolutely going off.
Even though Renegade's on a killing frenzy and continuing to go off, Cloud9 not able to get any ball time during that spell. So you do want Cloud9 to find a way when Renegade's on a frenzy to get some kind of a setup and get some score, because we're not playing Team Slayer, Andy. We're playing Oddball. You need to hold on to that ball to get points, and unfortunately, the ball was in such a tough position, and Optic Gaming did such a good job of scrappily getting something going to try and keep this game close.
Yeah, as we take a look, 52-39 here, still very close. Anyone's game, of course, in this round 3. It's a best of 3 here in the series and a best of 3 in our game number 1, tied 1-1 in terms of rounds in Oddball. As we take a look, all eyes on bottom middle for Rockets.
7 seconds for Rockets. Renegade standing on top of him, but he's melted by APG. APG with the awareness, able to finish Penguin. Does he re-challenge Eco? Eco doesn't pay attention, and the triple kill opens up the map. Optic Gaming's gonna have Rockets, the ball in tram, and an opportunity to steal game 1 with round 3 right now.
Oh my gosh, but what a push, what pressure from C9. Lucid surprisingly dies in the back of the base with 1 rocket left. C9, even though there were 3 dead, they do not wait. They hold down on the gas pedal, they push across, and what looked like it might have been a certain moment of control for Optic Gaming is slowed down right away. Eco's still alive in the back of the base as well. Clutch, you gotta give it to C9 on the aggression. They're also shooting from A. That's a huge rotation from them.
We talk about how fast Cloud9 play all the time. Because they play it at such a fast pace, they're able to interrupt the setup of Optic Gaming before Optic Gaming is able to really feel comfortable. Because of it, they kill the rocket guy unsuspectingly. They break the setup completely and now have one of their own. But now Optic Gaming, once again, break the push immediately, get the ball out to Red Room, and start to rack up some very significant late game time.
TriPPPeY gets under the 3rd base tag there, flies in with a very impressive kill at bottom C. As we take a look, this game's still all netted up here. They dropped the ball. 61-55 with 7 seconds left. They're going to slay here.
They've made the call to slay. Lucid fries 2. The ball still being down as the clock continues to go, and Optic Gaming take game 1 of our winners final in dramatic fashion. 1-0 over Cloud9.
Look at that, and the decision to drop and slay, to let that time tick, and just so well executed. Once again, APG, Pistola, Lucid, TriPPPeY closing out that round, and an absolutely incredible finish there as that ball did rotate. 2-1 will go in favor of Optic Gaming on Oddball on Streets.
Optic Gaming might be the #1 team. It might not. Last weekend was not a fluke, and I think we're seeing consistency out of this Optic Gaming roster that I didn't know we would see, and I couldn't be more excited that they're going to compete at the highest level for championships this year.
That's right. Here we go right back in. It's game number 2 here. Just in case you're just joining us, it's a rematch from our grand finals of week number 1. Optic Gaming versus Cloud9. Optic able to take that first game, Oddball on Streets, but now we go to StelluR on Recharge, and what a start from C9 as they'll be up 4-1.
So the last time we saw Cloud9 play this game map and mode combo on stream, I heavily remember Cloud9 being in such good positions, forcing the enemy team to spawn elevator, and they opted to push and were unsuccessfully trading. I wonder if they're going to be able to solve that problem and figure out a way that when they get map control, they're able to dominate with it. But already action happening across the board as we see kills traded out and Optic Gaming come out on top.
Yeah, Optic Gaming certainly just answering right back. What was once a 4-1 game is now just a 2-kill deficit at 6-4. Still in favor of Cloud9, but Optic doing very well off of that respawn to fight back. Now Optic going to be fighting from yellow. Shock rifle already in the hands of Lucid as well. So it's going to be a moment of control in control, as well as the AC elevator and hold. Just going to wait to see if they can maybe get some angles here on Turbine and wait for this one to play out. Gameplay does slow down just a bit.
It's not often Halo Infinite's gameplay is going to slow down, but this map mode combo can just be what the doctor ordered, to have these two teams kind of try and dissect some of the setups we're seeing. Renegade getting pressured by APG and Lucid at the same time, fighting for his life, able to get some good damage, but unfortunately the angles are too much for Renegade to try and overcome there, and APG awards his team that extra kill lead.
Actually, Renegade doing way more really than he should have in that situation. He actually picks up 1 kill, almost wins another one on Old Grapple, and then even has a good battle at bottom elevator. So that's just a great sign for Renegade to show how good he is at isolating those battles, even in what was technically, in terms of that area, a 1v3, able to hold that down so well. And like we said, a very rare moment where we see the gameplay slow down just a bit, but already a 10-6 lead for C9 as they pick up a few more kills.
Yeah, we're seeing Cloud9 kind of dictate this pace. Camo just coming up. I believe Eco's able to sneak away with it. Pay attention to the kill feed here, because Eco with this camo, if he can stay alive, he can really start to dictate the pace for the mid game right now as we enter a 12-7 game with 9 minutes and 44 seconds remaining.
Eco able to stay alive. Also quick jumps up to C plat. Now just going to rotate control with the team, and does see some action around catwalk, try to help StelluR. Maybe StelluR does get stuck off of that. That will be a trade, so we'll stay here for a moment with the sword camo. A big opportunity for Eco to try to add some kills to the board here.
Not able to spot any of these Optic Gaming players that with camo, and a little bit of a waste, right?
Yeah.
Eco thought he rotated correctly, was going to go help StelluR. StelluR ends up trading, and unfortunately camo not being too effective, but at least if you're in the headspace of Cloud9 right now, you denied camo from Optic Gaming, you denied Pistola from doing Pistola things and getting back into this game. But are they going to expect to flank down here? Eco, he has the sword out, he finds one, the repulsor comes through, but Eco finds the kill before it doesn't wisely challenge Lucid, but Lucid comes back with the repulsor, knocks him off the map, and a 1-to-1 trade is going to give Optic Gaming a little bit of space and breathing room now.
Certainly going to have to see that from Lucid's POV. He does pick up the repulsor kill and limits that sword kill to only 1. So just like that, this game will stay quite close. A little bit of an interesting exchange there on back C plat. Always a risky opportunity for players to push from low. So Pistola just going to hold down top control for a moment as they look to get a little bit more situated here on that side of the map. What a nade, and keeps TriPPPeY alive. Are you kidding me? A perfect grenade from Ola there at top control. And that's the type of stuff you expect to see from Ola, just precision and perfection.
It's just the greatness that Pistola is. You said it best. Precision with that nade. If that's me throwing a nade, I kill my teammate, and the other guy probably lives. But Ola, everything he does is so accurate, and because of it, the control of control right now is so important for Optic Gaming. You can see how they're holding it down. You want to see this sword get acquired in Ola's hands, and immediately when it comes up, Ola starts making his way down to it.
Just like that, 18-22 on the board, so this one's still neck and neck, and really for all intents and purposes in a game like this, we're essentially still tied up as both teams still looking to get a little bit of control, trying to pre-nade camo. Not sure exactly what might happen down there or where that camo did go. That might be the camo player scurrying away all the way to bottom C tunnel. Pings are going down on Turbine, indicating Eco needs a little bit of help here with APG. APG is going to drop down bottom mid. Penguin trying to actually grapple the sword, instead grapples to the sword, but he's going to be okay with that result as well.
Yeah, what can he do with this grapple sword? He's actually going to drop the sword, give it to what looks like Renegade, and Renegade picking up the knockback as well, has camo, and now with camo sword knockback, Renegade is the most powerful player on the map. Let's see what he can do.
Big moment here, 26-21, as he's going to try to wrap around the corner and see if he's gonna be able to get up here, maybe try to go top shock. That's gonna be the route that he does take. Does find players right away. Should be able to pick up 2 here. There's the 1, there's the 2. Does it without taking any damage as well. It's a perfect play. Maybe even turning 3 here on the long haul. Maybe the last one. Yes, indeed, get some help, but that's gonna be a killing spree. What a swing there, Clutch, from Renegade.
So the first camo, Eco not able to do a lot with it. The second one, Renegade able to do everything with it. Finds the opening, patiently creates the opening of the Optic Gaming setup. They get all 4 dead, and unfortunately, it's Cloud9. They just lose all 4 somehow with complete control. They lose all 4 players. Those kills are made up, but still, you see Cloud9 with the lead.
Yes, they're going to be holding down Turbine right now, and Ola is going to be the one actually trying to fly in and see what they might be able to do from this Turbine. They also have Yellow as well, so take a look at this push here. They know that they're going to be C-plat as well as back towards Sword Spawn. StelluR is the odd man out. He will get picked out right away. Very good identification there from the Optic side to make sure that StelluR's not able to win those battles towards the back of the base. TriPPPeY also doing some damage still from top A as well.
Look how aggressive they're being on the long haul side of the map. APG and Ola are going to be working across, trying to create some space, trying to pressure these players, but it's Renegade in that long haul, and I bet you don't want to try and push into that. 2 players are going to be found. Bottom knockback, but Camo gets secured this time around for Optic Gaming, and for the first time in game 2, they have the Camo, but it gets snipped out. Pistola loses his life, and Penguin could have potentially just picked up the biggest double kill of the series.
Absolutely huge, and we've seen just how pivotal, just how important that camo is, and each time and time again, which teams are able to use that effectively are going to be the ones that start to create a sort of a gap on the scoreboard. And right now we're seeing Cloud9 still be the ones that are pulling away in terms of that camo department so far, but still such a close game between these two.
Lucid, if you thought he was good with the Stalker rifle, he's even better with the Shock rifle. Let's see if he can find a few picks to climb his team back into this. Only down 5 kills now, 35-30. You see him looking for the opening, but is Cloud9 going to give him it?
That is the question. Things slowing down once again for just a moment. As we said, pretty rare in Halo Infinite, but there are certain instances where it does. Lucid just holding Shock Rifle at top. Turbine finds a player right around the corner, somehow also stays alive against Renegade and gets around the corner. Little kills like that are going to be the difference maker in this Slayer.
1 kill at a time. You see they found 2 already. Ola trying to compete for pipes, but forced to back down. StelluR and the boys, they've got top yellow control. Now what do they choose to do with it?
That's the question. These teams really being tested in terms of their coordination, their angles, and the routes they take. Very rarely do we see in a ball or a strongholds teams able to take the time to get these pushes together. It's really only Slayer where you're going to see this. Ooh, and Renegade actually inside this box, and some of you might have seen clips on Twitter as well. That's a League Ops call on whether or not that box is legal. We'll let League Ops make that call, not us here at the casting desk, but that box is actually something that you can phase inside the geometry of and be a little bit of an interesting spot there. It'd be very difficult to spot from the opponents. He sits in there for just a second, but now back to StelluR here watching bottom A, and shots are coming in from Old Grapple as well. Ola needs to be very careful with how he challenges here, but he will be taken down right away.
Ola thought he had a great flank there, but unfortunately he gets spotted out. But all the while the focus is on Ola. APG sneaks in, grabs camo, gets out, and now APG is on the prowl.
Here's the question. Can APG close out this series here? What a statement it would be from Optic Gaming to send Cloud9 to losers in a 2-0 here in our winners finals. Very different than how the bracket went in terms of the earlier stages in the tournament for week number 1. Still locking down this top yellow angle as well. TriPPPeY helping out from bottom C as well. And now all players trapped in elevator after Penguin in top control.
Yeah, Penguin trapped top control here. TriPPPeY knows he's there, but he can't afford to overextend here. He knows players are going to have his back. StelluR and TriPPPeY in a one-on-one here. Pole dancing going on. And unfortunately for Cloud9 fans, the flank comes through. Lucid applies the pressure, finds the 2 kills and of Cloud9. Now 3 go down, and Optic Gaming are in the lead.
Just like that. That's all it really took. Now TriPPPeY trying to fly back in. That assist will come back in right away. They know they need to get over to C-plat. They need to check long haul, and Penguin is the one who's also checking that area. Now Sword is up, and we'll see what TriPPPeY could do here towards the end of the game.
I love the fact they're still continuing to keep their heads focused, scavenge up. They have two go down once again for Cloud9. Ola does lose his life as well, but Optic Gaming, they have so much control. And the perfect shot. StelluR tries to run. You can try, but TriPPPeY's not going to let you. Another kill comes through on screen. Penguin, the last guy alive in a one-on-one against Ola, wins it with perfect shots, but he needs to stay alive.
Just like that, now 47-42, and now APG tries to fly in. This one's not over yet. 47-43. If there's a team that can bring this back, it is going to be Cloud9. Lucid will fall as well, so just like that, we are here in a 3-kill game, 47-44.
47-44. Sword in TriPPPeY's hands right now. Camo going to be coming up in the next 3 seconds. You know TriPPPeY wants to get that camo sword. We've seen what kind of plays can be made earlier. Is TriPPPeY going to be able to secure this? Renegade has the shot, misses the headshot onto TriPPPeY, and just barely gets away with his life.
Let's see what happens here with Penguin. Penguin's in a 1v2 on bottom pit. He has to be very careful. Look at the perfect coming in on TriPPPeY. Now that's Camo. Crab is going to go to Lucid, though. Now just like that, 48-47 in favor of Optic Gaming. And now as they will hit that 49 mark, just trying to find that last kill.
You see Lucid on the prowl. Camo, sword. He spots Renegade. He's got grapple. He's coming in. He gets one. His team finds the second, and Optic Gaming take this this one 2-0 and advance to our finals.
My God, I absolutely can't believe it. And like we said, it would be a statement if Optic Gaming did it, and they did it 2-0, though that doesn't do justice to just how close those games were. But that doesn't matter in the end, because when you look at that bracket, it's all Optic Gaming. They're 2-1 and 50-48. Look just how close those margins were. This is what you expect to see from our teams that came out of a 10-game grand final just last week, and they are both back and better than ever. But it will be Optic Gaming closing this one out narrowly 2-0. Here's a look at the stats.